Hello there, voiceover Lulu here. Today we are going to make the sun hat for my outfit to match with the dress and the basket that I have yet to decorate because it's still drying out in the sun. Anyways, so I started off with no pattern and no clue how to do any of the stitches. But I did have like a picture of what I wanted to make, and after examining the picture I was able to figure out that the hat portion of the sun hat was made using the moss stitch and the brim portion was made using a shell stitch. So before I filmed this, I quickly looked at a few videos on how you should do the stitches, and that's actually what the paper is for. It's just like my rough understanding of how the stitches should be done. And yeah, I am using acrylic yarn in this video, but I will eventually change it to twine eventually because I decided that I did not like the acrylic. Anyways, so first thing I did was I made a magic circle because that is the only way I know how to like make a circle. I only know how to make a magic circle. I don't know how to use chains. So yeah, I made a magic circle and I did 18 stitches into it. Just normal single crochet stitches, and then I started doing the moss stitch. And yeah, I'm using a bobby pin as a stitch marker because I do not want to count the stitches and I don't have any other stitch markers. So yeah, from my research, the way you do a moss stitch is you do a single crochet and then you chain one, you skip a crochet and then you do a single crochet in like the second single crochet. That sounds a bit confusing, but then you just continue doing that and then you do like a single crochet in like the chain space, and then you chain one and then a single crochet in the chain space again and again and again. But I couldn't just do that because this was gonna be a hat, so I had to like make the hat portion eventually bigger, so I had to learn how to increase with the moss stitch. I just shoved something together and it kind of worked. What I decided to do for the increase was I just did like 2 moss stitches and 1 chain, kind of. So I would do a single crochet in a chain space. I'll chain 1, but then I'll do a single crochet in the same chain space I did the first single crochet. I'll chain 1 and then I will move on to the next space. And with that, I was able to eventually increase the circle bigger and bigger. And yeah, right now I'm just doing a few quick calculations because I didn't know how big I should make this the hat, nor how many chains I should have. Because if I was going to go from a moss stitch to a shell stitch, I would have to ensure that it was in multiples of 6. At least that's what I wrote down. For a moss stitch, it has to be in multiples of 2. For the shell stitch, it has to be in multiples of 6. And I will explain the shell stitch portion in the next video because I'm not gonna get to that portion here. Anyways, back to what I am doing. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go get a hat because I do have like a hat and I was like confused as to how to make a hat and proportions of a hat. And yeah. Also, I am just restarting the entire project. You see, like I said earlier, I don't have a pattern, so all of this is just trial and error. I'm just trying something and I am seeing if it works, and if it works, great, I will note that down as like a makeshift pattern, so that way if you guys want to make a sun hat, you guys can make it too. And alright, I forgot to mention my yarn and hook size. Yarn I used, I don't know what weight it is, I think it's just medium weight yarn or something. And the hook size I used was like a 6mm hook. I was using a plastic hook, but I probably recommend like a metal hook A metal hook I feel like would be easier to use because like the yarn doesn't stick to it as much. I don't know how well it would work with twine. Anyways, so yeah, for the first round you do a magic circle with 18 single crochets in it, and then you would do, for the second round you would do just one single crochet, chain one, skip one crochet, and single crochet in the next stitch, so you just do the moss stitch. And for the third round, I wrote down to just repeat the second round, so you just do a moss stitch normally, no increase, no decrease. There should be 18 stitches in the third round, I'm pretty sure. I didn't really note down the stitch count because it wasn't counting the stitch count, but there should still be 18 stitches. And then for the fourth round, you're supposed to do 2 moss stitches in one stitch in each space, so you just do an increase. Yeah, you just do that all around, so 18 stitches should become whatever 18 times 2 is. I cannot do mental math. 36? Don't quote me on that, I can't do mental math. And then the fifth round is you just do a moss stitch in each space, no increase, no decrease. Sixth round, same thing, moss stitch in each space. Seventh round, you do 2 moss stitches in one stitch, and then 1 moss stitch, and then you repeat that. So just like do like an increase, and then a regular stitch, and then an increase and a regular stitch, and you repeat that all the way around. For the 8th round, you just do a moss stitch in each space, no increase, no decrease. For the 9th round, you do 2 moss stitches in one stitch, and then you do 2 regular moss stitches that isn't in the same stitch. And then you repeat that eventually, and yeah. That is all I have written down for the hat portion, I'm pretty sure. For 10 to like 20, up to 20, you just do the same thing, just do a moss stitch in each space, because by then you don't have to increase it anymore, at least from what I found works for me. Because like the thing about crocheting is that, oh, I'm taking it all apart again. Like I said, trial and error. So as I was saying, the thing about crocheting is that everyone has like a different tension. So I find that like even if I follow someone's tutorial to the exact T, sometimes I would still have to like alter it to make sure that it fits me. Because I remember I was making this like strawberry sweater in the past, a strawberry cardigan in the past, but I couldn't exactly follow the tutorial's measurements and like stitch count, because I don't know why, I feel like I was using the same hook and the same yarn, except I think our tensions were different. So like maybe my tension was tighter than hers, so I ended up with a cardigan that was too small, so I had to redo it and make it bigger to actually fit me. Or maybe her measurements were just small, I don't know. But yeah, so if you guys are going to make this, I will put a written pattern down in the description. This is not a tutorial for beginners. If you guys want to know how to do a moss stitch, I did kind of explain it. It's a very bad explanation. If you guys want to know how to do a shell stitch, I can kind of explain it. It's gonna be a very bad explanation. I am a horrible teacher. But I will note the pattern down in the description if you guys are interested in trying it. But like I said, keep in mind that you might have to do more increases, do more decreases, just so it would like fit your head and whatnot. Here I got a bucket hat that I have, and I just did some quick measurements with like the hat size, because that hat fits me quite nicely. It's like not too big, not too small. It fits on my head. It feels very nice and snug and doesn't feel like it's gonna fall off, which is what I'm aiming for with the sun hat, because I don't want to add like a strap underneath the chin, because I mean I could, but like I don't wanna. But I don't want to make it too small that's gonna like pop off my head or something. So yeah, that's kind of the hat that I was aiming for. I just kind of measured the top part, like the hat portion that actually touched the head. That portion, I believe, was like 18 centimeters in diameter. I was just measuring it very roughly. So that is kind of what I was aiming for when I was crocheting the hat portion. I was trying to ensure that it would be like around 18 centimeters in diameter, and I would like periodically try it on when I got to the point where I could try it on to ensure that it didn't become too long, it wasn't like too short, the depth of the hat was okay, and it actually fit my head very nice and snug. So yeah, hat making is a very complicated process. Like, I know how to sew, I know how to fit a body, a female body, but I don't know how to fit someone's head. And I don't know how to fit legs either. Like, I remember the other day I was looking at my stockings, because I do want to like learn how to make my own stockings and hosiery, but I could not for the life of me figure out how they got the socks to like have the shape of a sock. I don't know, it's like each has their own specialty. Each piece of clothing that you wear is very unique, and someone had to like learn how to make it, and it's very different from other pieces of clothing. Like, clothing for children is different from clothing for adults or teens, and clothing for men is different from clothing for women, because like the body shape is different, and like, oh geez, fashion is hard. But yeah, after this I will try to see if I can make like a crochet lace ribbon. I did see a few tutorials online. I believe I have the hook size, and I believe I have the right thread-ish. I have a thin enough thread that I could use. Only issue is I don't know if I like the patterns. Cause like I don't have any crochet lace ribbon to use as decoration for this hat. But I don't want to go out to get it either, because I did check the dollar store. I couldn't find any there. I also checked Michael's. Michael's does not have any nice ones. Like, Michael's has like the crochet lace pattern, but it's like not in the color that I want. And the color that I want it to be in is white, and they didn't have it in white. They had it in like beige, and I didn't want to like have to deal with, I don't know, bleaching it or something. Anyways, yeah. So I will have to make ribbons later, and I'm also going to probably make like, I don't know, a crochet rose or something, like a micro crochet rose, so that way it looks more elegant and delicate and whatnot. And that way I can also decorate the basket too, hopefully, once it dries and once I scrub it down again. Whew, okay. Yeah, I think this is probably like, what, the third, fourth, fifth time I was redoing this, so I had to like take it apart. Yeah. I would not recommend trying to make your own patterns. It's a hassle, it's a pain, I don't like it. Yeah, that is me trying to count the stitches, because I didn't actually write down what I was doing each round. I did it in the end when I was counting the stitches, and when I was like remaking this with twine, because my mom did bring up a good point, and I didn't really like using the acrylic yarn. I also did some research online for what yarn and thread you should use for sun hats, and the people online at least recommended something that was made out of natural fibers, so like cotton and hemp or something like that. My mom still isn't happy with the twine. She thinks it's gonna be itchy, but it's actually pretty comfortable once you crochet it. I'll explain more when I am doing the twine portion. But yeah, that is just me continuing to crochet. You can kind of see what I was the hat that I was aiming for on my computer screen. I will shove a picture somewhere on screen, maybe, probably during the final reveal, because I am lazy right now and I really want to go back up and continue doing my thing and crocheting the actual hat instead of doing this voiceover. Because the only reason I'm doing this voiceover right now is because my phone is running out of storage. This was not 3 hours, what am I saying? This was 90 minutes of footage, so I am hoping I can edit this together, post it up on YouTube, and then I can just delete it from my camera roll so I can have enough storage to continue filming, because I do want to film everything that I do in case I forget how I'm supposed to do a shell stitch or how I'm supposed to do a moss stitch. Because that is the whole purpose of this channel, just for me to document everything so I never forget. And yeah. Also, the other day online I saw this really cute set of crochet hooks. It was pink. It came with a cute pink bag as well. Only issue is I have all the hook sizes, so I don't really need it. I do need a bag for my hooks. And it was also pink. So I am tempted to get it, but I already spent $9 on twine for a hat that was by itself just $10. Oh jeez. I am very bad with money, as you can tell. I should not be allowed to have money. It is just a bad idea overall. Yeah, I think something got tangled there, so I'm just untangling it real quick. And I'm back to crocheting. I'm actually quite proud of my speed when I'm crocheting. I can crochet I could crochet how many rounds? 3 rounds of 64 stitches in 10 minutes? I'd say that's pretty good. Yep. Crocheting is fun. You guys should all try it. And I should probably get proper stitch markers instead of using bobby pins. They do get in the way a bit when you're crocheting, because they're so long and whatnot. And they also get caught in your hair when you try it on. So yeah, that is me trying it on, me thinking it's good enough, and that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!